We're so happy to be here. We are the New Tones, and we welcome each and every one of you today, so thank you for being here. We're a polka band from Western Pennsylvania. We do a lot of our favorite polka waltzes and obedics, and we'll switch things around throughout the evening and change the tempo a little bit. So if you have any requests or dedications, come on up to the bandstand. We may ask you to write it down because our memories aren't what they used to be. But other than that, we're going to have a lot of fun, and we hope you do the same thing. We're going to start out things with a little polka, one called Happy Wanda. Starting out the evening, one called Happy Wanda Polka. Alrighty. Well, thank you, Casey, for opening up the dance floor for everyone. We're glad to see you do that. Dance floor is open. Good to see the Solo Vidas here with us today, in spite of what Little John says. That's how it's pronounced. We're going to do another polka for everyone out there. How many folks remember the great Marion Lush? Raise your hand up in the air. Yeah, good. We're in the right place. Oh, she loves Mary Lush so much she's sending her kisses. Here we go with Mary Lush tune, one called White Table Polka. Polka, old Mary Lush tune. Good to see so many of our friends here from the Cleveland Polka Association, well represented as usual. Big round of applause for the CPA, Cleveland Polka Association. Don't forget, if you would like to renew your membership or become a member of the CPA, there's probably half a dozen people within arm's reach that can take care of that for you, right? So, if you want any information about the CPA, come on up to anybody in the band, and we can get you over to the right folks. Polka time once again for you. Here we go with the tune called In the Tall Castle. Send us out to good friends of ours, Mr. Ed Austrian Barber here with us today. Good to see you guys. Been running into them all summer long, and what a treat that's been for me. I haven't, and not just in the Cleveland area either. Been all over the Midwest and everywhere as well. So good to see you guys. Also Helga here with us. Helga Leonard, good to see her. Here we go, Polka time in the Tall Castle. Polka temple for everyone. Thank you. We want to remind everybody, if you look around here in the gymnasium, you see a lot of these booths set up. Vendors selling a lot of their Polish wear, Polish knick-knack, And over here on my left, which would be your right, a lot of good Polish food available. And also baskets in the rear. Of the hall. Polka time once again. We're going to do a little instrumental polka for everyone this time around. We're going to do a song that was originally written for the sound of the violin or the fiddle. And obviously we do not obviously, but if you look on the stage, you'll see we do not have a fiddle. So we're going to have to do a little hocus pocus, smoke and mirror magic and make you believe that you hear a fiddle up here. So we're going to do that for everyone right now. And all we ask of you is just keep an open mind and see if you can't just picture a fiddle somewhere in this room playing. So here we go, one called the Fiddler's Polka. Fiddler's Polka. The dancers are getting into it. We're getting into it. It's going to be a good night. We're here all the way until 10 o'clock tonight, by the way. So if you need a little break to go grab something to eat, food is available downstairs. The bar is just getting opened up outside, right outside these doors. And again, don't forget to visit the craft vendors here celebrating their, selling their stuff. All right, one of the great things about playing in the Cleveland area is that you have so many wonderful polka organizations right here in town that are well represented. We also have a lot of our friends here from the USPA, United States Polka Association, representing themselves as well. So thank you so much for being here. You guys are great. Don't forget they have their big annual festival held Memorial Day weekend, and this year they have a new location, so if you'd like some information about that, once again, ask any of the members of the band. We can get you a hold of some information. You can call or go to the website, uspapolkas.com, and anything you need to know about that, we can get you that information. All righty, obedic time. So we have been traveling around the country the last couple of years telling everybody how sad we are that obedics are just not well represented. If you agree with me, raise your hand. How many people think the band should play more obedics? Yeah, there you go. He's so into it, he says 2 hands up. Anyway, we agree with that, so we have been on a mission to bring back the obedic, bring it back big and strong. So we're going to do our best to do that. Right now we're going to do one of our favorite songs. We hope you like it. It's called the Stara Baba Obedic. Okay, I almost forgot. We're here in Cleveland. Certainly this is going to have to go over with a big rousing yes. How many of you folks know what a Stara Baba is? Raise your hand. All right, that's pretty good. Now, how many of you are Stara Babas? Raise your hand. All right. Now, you know, usually that's about what happens. So guys, how many of you are sitting next to or close to a Stara Baba? Raise your hand. You know, and the beautiful part about that is it never fails. That actually was an intelligence test, and you all failed because you never tell about someone you're with the Stara Baba. Right? Who knows what a Stara Jadik is? Stara Jadik. Well, that's just the male version of a Stara Baba. So that's an old man. So here we go for all the Staras out there. One called Stara Baba. You know what the first sign of being a Stara Baba is? Being late to the dance floor.
What do you want? We're old.
But you made it. You made it, song was still going. Would you guys like another better while we do it, or you want us to... That's fine? Foxtrot? Is that what you said? Vanja. You know what? We're going to give you a break. We're going to slow it down for a waltz. Then you will say, oh no, then we'll do a polka. All right, never mind. We're going to do a polka. Here we go. How about one called Paddy Wagon? You're not careful. That's where two you're going to end up. Moby? We're going to take a collection for bail money here in a minute. This song, by the way, the band recorded on a 45 back in, I think, 1988, 1987, right around there. And believe it or not, that was the first recording for the New Tones done at Peppermint Studio. Gary Ramey engineered that one. So here we go with one called Paddy Wagon. One called Paddy Wagon Polka. Alrighty. Now we're going to change the tempo around and do that waltz for you.
And we're at St. Stanislaus Church here in Cleveland, Ohio. Here in Cleveland, Ohio.
We're going to do a waltz for everyone right now. This is a song that we recorded on our Welcome Everybody CD. Features all the ladies on the vocals. A real pretty waltz.
And of course,
you'll recognize those.
And of course, this is the New Tones from Western Pennsylvania. Of course, Stacy, Dave Morris, of course, Frankie Lishka, Richie Zabrowski.
One called the White Roses Waltz.
And of course, Vicky Mattis Zabrowski and Tammy Spalding are the musicians that make up the New Tones. Someone's here. What comes on?
Your Cherry?
Yeah.
We're friends on Facebook.
What's your name?
Betty Maringo.
Oh, hi, Betty. Good to
There we go, pretty waltz, one called White Roses. Thank you.
So we're at the St. Stanislaus Church here in Cleveland, Ohio. And this is the New Tones. They're doing their first set of the evening. They're going till 10 o'clock this evening.
I happened to look over here a few minutes ago and I saw a whole table full of Suglevskis. So we're going to send us out to all the Suglevskis here with us today. Good to see you all. Sorry to interrupt you. Here we go, polka time. One called The Mountaineer's Farewell, Zeglon Guraus von Gurauke Polka. będzie i widoczne pośredniego, co to cisza będzie i widoczne pośredniego, co to cisza będzie.
Żegnamy was wątorowe i szczęścia daleki. Żegnam się moja miła, żegnam się na wieki. Żegnam się moja miła, żegnam się na wieki.
Żegnam go raz, Wągurakę, nam there's farewell polka. All righty. Great job, Reagan. Not bad, Brian. All right, back to the Abetics right now. New instrumental tune featuring all the members of the band. It's a fun song to play. Hopefully it comes across that way. It's one called To the Left. Oh, Betty. Thank you very much. Well, it's time right now. We're going to change it around a little bit for you. Do another pretty waltz feat, this time featuring all the ladies on the vocal. We're going to send this one out especially for Betty and Don Marengo here with us today. Also Cheryl and Ray Voices. Good to see you guys. Also, the nice thing about playing here in October, all of the snowbirds aren't gone yet. Pretty Waltz featuring the ladies. This one's called Pleasant Years. There we go. Pleasant years. Thank you very much. Pretty Waltz for everyone. Back to polka music. Back to polka music. Don't forget we're going to be doing a couple breaks throughout the evening. And while we're on break, we invite you to go downstairs and grab something to eat. Or if it's a quick trip, just run out to the hallway to grab something to drink. And please, please do not forget to visit all of the booths around the gymnasium. These folks took a lot of time and effort to bring their stuff to you, so we hope you'll at least take a look at it. And maybe something will catch your attention and take it home. So please do that. We're going to send this song out to all the folks out there that love polka music. And this comes to you from all the musicians because it's one called We Were Made for Each Other.
We were made for each other. I'm for you, you're for me.